How are you?
I'm
nice
great.
to see you.
How are you? Good seeing you.
Just wondering a little tease of what we can expect for the inauguration, the balls, maybe Melania's gown, anything you can share.
Yeah, I mean, the inauguration is going to be amazing, and what we're doing is trying to orient it towards the greatest tribute to America, the only peacetime transition of partisan power that ever happens this way. So the focus for this president-elect, since he is a celebrity, is really on the place, on the people, on the history, on the tradition. So it starts on Monday. Martin Luther King Day is Monday, which is a great epic start and great epic verbiage for what all this means. And there'll be a series of events leading up to Thursday. Thursday is kind of the kickoff of it all. Thursday night will be a candlelight dinner, which has been traditional. And each of the dinners and each of the venues is really oriented to just allow people to breathe the place. Rather than the actors on the stage, it's about the stage. So Thursday and Friday are the two big days, the swearing in, the Capitol. J6 staff is amazing at how they planned it. So it'll be commemorative moments, thoughtful.
You talk about actors. If you can tell us, how concerned are you? You have enough performers, people to do readings, songs, all of that. Are you satisfied that you've got what you need to fill the day, as it were, on a typical inauguration day?
Yeah, overwhelmed. Look, I think we're fortunate in that I feel we have the greatest celebrity in the world, which is the president-elect. And side by side with that is the current president that we have, who's also a great celebrity. So what we've done, instead of trying to surround it with what people consider A-listers, is say what we're going to surround it with is the soft sensuality of the place. So we have all of that, but it's in a much more poetic cadence than having a circus-like celebration that's a coronation. And that's the way this president-elect wanted it. So I think it'll be contributive, it'll be beautiful, but the cadence of it is going to be, let me get back to work, because the people that I'm presiding over in America are back to work.
Last question. You talk about what he wanted. Tell us what he has told you he wants. What are some specifics that he wants to be a part of the inauguration?
He really wanted it to be about the people, not about him. So his instructions to me, by the way, which is the worst job in America, right? He gave the best job in America to all the very bright guys, and he said, you be the party planner, was to figure out how to relate 200 years of history, a couple $100 billion of investments in this place, at a moment where we have to build bridges. He knows what his constituency is, and he knows he needs to reach out to the constituencies who have questions, who have doubts. So his direction to me was, the campaign is over. I'm now president for all of the people. I want you to build a bridge and tie them back in. I want to heal the wounds, and I want to get back to work on Saturday morning. That was his instruction.
Will there be anything that sort of deviates from previous such ceremonies? Is there anything you're doing sort of for the first time? And related to that, I wanted to ask about the announcer. I don't know if you've already addressed that, but there was some commentary about this announcer who apparently has been doing it, longer than I've been alive anyway. It doesn't have that. He's being replaced by someone Mr. Trump knows. Can you tell us a bit about if that's correct?
Yeah, I think it's a delicate balance, right, between abiding by tradition, and the president-elect is a traditionalist, so he's attending to that and having his own fingerprint on a fresh canvas. So mostly he's abiding by tradition, especially in the swearing-in ceremony. And in that moment when you look up that West Capitol entrance, and the shift of power in a moment goes from a very strong, powerful man of one party to another very strong, powerful man of another party. That cadence and tradition of America allowing power to change like that is sacred. So he's kept that pretty much the way that it is. Of course, he has his fingerprints on what Bible, what verses, who's there to help him.
And the announcer too. I did want to specifically ask about that announcer. I mean, were there no hard feelings there with him? Have you spoken to him?
Like, I don't think there's any hard feelings anywhere. Everybody would like to be close to the president or the president-elect. I think there's a spot for everybody, and of course, he needs to put his own signature on the things that are important.
Who did he choose to replace the announcer?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Would there be any opportunity for President-elect Trump to mix or mingle or talk to the other former presidents, President Bush, President Clinton?
Sure. I mean, they're there on the podium. So if you remember, the podium is built out on the west side looking to the Washington Monument. They're all sitting right across from it. Now, the timing and the sequencing is all very tight, but they'll all be within shouting distance of each other.
There's no private time that's expected at all?
No, there's holding rooms as they all come through the Capitol. There's holding rooms where they'll have an opportunity to see each other, but there's no organized interaction.
I know in previous inaugurations, the president and the president-elect sometimes, I think, I wasn't around, go from the White House. So President Obama, have you heard from the White House about anything?
Sure, they've been very gracious in extending an invitation for coffee or tea in the morning.
Oh, so it's the traditional. I think that's what happened 8 years ago. So they come, President-elect Trump and the family comes over there, and then they ride together. Is
Well,
that
not the family. I think it'll probably be the president-elect and the first lady-elect.
okay? And then the four of them ride together. Is that how?
Yes. So most probably they'll go to the White House invited for coffee or tea. They'll spend a half an hour there or so, and then they'll go together.
Okay.
That's a great moment. That's a great moment.
Thank you so much.
No, thanks. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.